You don't need to be doing everything to be doing this right. Some of the most life-giving decisions I've made are things I've stopped doing. What if your peace is hiding in what you're willing to let go of? Are you a mom who dreams of that homestead life you see on Instagram, who feels called to Christian homemaking? You feel like you'd need an extra 12 hours in your day, along with another set of hands, just to make your home work the way you know it could. Welcome to Simply Living Homestead. I'm Amanda Carlin, wife, mama, homemaker, and milkmaid. I've learned the secret to simplifying my time and homestead so my homemaking supports my family instead of exhausting me, and it makes room for the moments that truly matter. If you're ready to get time back in your day, manage your home with confidence, grow in your homesteading skills, and train your children in the way they should go, grab your pitchfork and planner, friend. Let's get to work. If you're a homemaking mama who longs for a simpler, more peaceful home and dreams about homesteading, but sometimes feels overwhelmed or alone, I want to invite you to my free community. It's a calm, off-social media space where women gather for encouragement, accountability, and real support. Inside you'll find prayer, practical help, and a circle of women who understand the life you've been called to. If you're ready for less scrolling and more purpose, come join us. There's an easy app for your phone, or you can log in on desktop for a more mindful experience. The link is in the show notes, and I'd love to welcome you there. Welcome back to the Homestead. Today, we are going to be talking about what I'm not doing right now on the homestead and in my home. This is about permission, clarity, and simplifying your homestead and your home in a real and tangible way so that you have freedom to do the things that are most important to you right now. This season has felt super full. I have been stretched thin. There have been a ton of moving pieces. A ton of things have gone wrong, and not everything is getting done. And this has historically caused a lot of guilt. And when guilt starts slipping in, you can really start, at least I can, start really landing in this spiral and this churning of your mind of how much you're not getting done and failing to keep up. And all of these things that just resonate in your mind of just how terrible you're doing. And the more you get into this mindset, the more that, things tend to go wrong, and it's really hard to even focus on the things that you are trying to focus on, let alone the things that aren't getting done. So one of the things I have been doing recently, and this is what we're going to be talking about today, is we're going to notice where things are already slipping, and we're going to choose to let it go. And by doing this, it's going to free up a lot of the guilt and the mental energy that is required to keep track of all the things that you're not doing. So let's talk about it. What are some of the things that I'm not doing? And then we'll talk about kind of why this is a thing. Why is this a process, and how to come to this. Okay, so this year we're not going to do a super large garden. We're going to do green beans, probably a lot of them because we eat a lot of them, but a lot of the other things, like some of the things we might do just because it's fun, but especially for the spring garden and the things that we're going to be planting here in the spring, we're not going to be planting a whole lot. And we're going to just be fresh eating it. Not a lot of it is going to go into the freezer. If the Lord provides an overabundance, we'll deal with that in the time. But we're not going to be planting for production, and we're not going to be planting for sale. Another thing that we're not going to be doing is we're not going to be starting that many seeds. My husband has started a few things. He has a couple tomato varieties that he really likes. But other than that, we're not going to be planting and starting a lot of our own seeds. We're going to go to the greenhouse and we're going to buy them instead. We're not going to can tomato sauce this year. That means we're going to plant fewer tomatoes, and we're going to have fewer tomatoes. Fewer all around. Tomato sauce, even the organic stuff, is relatively inexpensive. And tomato sauce isn't something I've been loving a lot in cooking recently. So it makes sense for us to not do that for us, right? We'll have some for fresh eating and such, but most, and for salsas. So we'll have some. We're not planting no, but we're definitely not going to plant a lot of them. And this is just going to help cut back on the amount of garden work that we have to do. Another thing that we're doing is I'm going to be adjusting our grazing system for our dairy cows. So the last couple of years, we have done a rotational grazing system where I am moving them. I had the field broken into like 3 areas, and then I was having to run temp fence across it. And in combination with the fact that a lot of our temporary fencing was breaking and not carrying electricity, and the cows just weren't respecting it anymore, the other thing that came with that is every day I was spending up to an hour moving fence, and that is not something I have time for right now. So we're putting in a little extra work this spring, and we're subdividing our whole pasture. The whole thing is getting paths and pasture area, different little paddocks, and we're splitting the whole thing up so that I don't have to do daily fence moves. Is this a little annoying and pounding fences and, putting everything up at the beginning? Sure. But it is going to save us time, and in theory, it could last us quite a few years with not even having to do any work except some occasional fence trimming. So, yay for that. Another thing, I'm not baking bread. I'm not baking bread right now. One, we're trying to move to a very anti-inflammatory diet for some health things that we're dealing with. So bread is not something that we really want a lot in our diet anyway, and just like keeping up with it, a sourdough, when I'm not using it at all, isn't really worth it. If I want some fresh bread, some yeasted bread will probably be just fine. I could also trade with some friends, like, hey, you making bread? Can I trade something with you? And occasionally get that bread that way. And so bread is something that I'm not spending time on right now. The mowing has been delegated to my grandfather. He's keeping up with the mowing, which is such a huge blessing. It's one less thing that I have to take care of, and it's awesome. He feels like he's, playing a important role on the farm, and you know what? He absolutely is. So part of this is a lot of these things were just not going to happen anyway, right? By like going, no, I am choosing not to do these things, it puts your brain in this sense of like control and intention, and it replaces that guilt. Awareness removes guilt. Things that are already falling through the cracks, like I said, naming them gives clarity, and then you can stop carrying that invisible pressure that you were carrying for so long because things weren't happening. But when you just like, well, I'm removing them, guess what? Your brain no longer has to actually think about it, and it's very freeing. Doing this also creates, like, choosing creates peace. Saying I'm not doing this feels different than saying I can't keep up, I'm so behind, I'm so tired. I'm not doing this. I'm choosing not to do this. And that mindset shift, I genuinely believe, is going to help me a lot in the next coming weeks and months, as I'm going, no, I'm just not doing that. It's already not happening. I'm choosing not to do this. You are leading your home, not reacting to it. This is stewardship of your capacity. When you can look at the situation around you and go, I'm not reacting to that anymore. I'm going to choose to do it differently. Editing protects what matters most. It protects your time, your energy, and your family rhythm. And you're making space for things that actually work and actually matter to your family in that time. This is how sustainable homesteading is built. Burnout comes when we feel like we have to do it all. You don't have to do it all. If something is important enough to you, diet-wise, you can either do one of two things. You can choose to get it from somebody else, maybe barter or trade for it, maybe work it into your budget, or you're going to look around and you're going to choose something else to let go of so that that thing can have priority. You're not less of a homemaker because you simplified. you're not behind. You are refining what is important to your family in this season. Your homestead should serve your family, not crush it, not restrict it. It should be a vehicle towards the things that matter most to you in this season. And what you are doing in this season might not be what you're doing at this time next year. And it's probably not going to be the same as what you were doing at this time last year. It's about where are you at as a family. Are you having a baby soon? Do you have a brand new baby? Are your kids all teenagers? Those are two very different stages of life. And every year, even inside those seasons, things are different. Maybe your kid wants to be in sports and you realize that this is really good for them. You might not be able to milk a cow. There are things that you need to choose what is your priority and then do those things and release the other things, not feeling this guilt because you weren't able to keep up with those things that you really should just choose to release for the time. So your action step for the day is I want you to write down 3 things that you are not doing right now. Like you're already not doing. Things that have been causing you guilt, things that you're like, oh, I should be doing that, but you've not been doing it. And look at them. And then decide, are you going to release them? Or are you going to figure out where they actually fit in your life? And if they truly need to be back in your life, then you got to write down a few more because you need to find the things that you are going to allow yourself to release for this season. And then decide, I am choosing to release this for this season. Come on over to the group. Share something that you're letting go of this season. Speak out about it. Make a decision. This isn't a failure. And sharing it with other like-minded individuals could be just the thing you need to help settle this in your mind that you are doing a good job and that you are doing the thing that's right for your family at this time. You don't have to be doing everything to be a good homesteader. Choosing to stop is part of building a peaceful home. And I hope you walk away from this episode feeling lighter, clearer, and more in control of your life. Remember that we have a community where you can go and share what your thoughts on this episode are. It's free and it's off social media. So I hope that you find that a blessing. If you're feeling like you need more support in this or someone to kind of walk through and go, this is things that you could probably cut right now, or here's some ideas of how you can cut some things, come over. I would encourage you to come over and explore my mentorship options. We can build you a homestead rhythm that actually works for you so that you feel like you can steward your day well for your family. And if this episode encouraged you, I would love if you would leave me a review or share it with a friend. This helps tell the algorithm that they should share it with more people on their own platform. It's kind of crazy how that works, but if you engage with this, leave me a comment, leave me a review, share it with friends, something like that. Engagement really does help push this out to more people so that we can, get the message out and they can hear the things that the Lord might be speaking to them at this time. Until next week, friend, I hope you have an absolutely lovely day. Hey neighbor, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If so, would you take 30 seconds and share this episode with a friend who is knee-deep in their own homestead? Also, please leave me a rating or a review on Apple Podcasts. It thrills me to know that this podcast is helping you. Keep watching those sunsets, friend. I'll meet you back here on the homestead soon for another episode. See ya!